Welcome to a new series on the channel. This is Madden 25. And originally I was going to do Madden 25 with Madden 21 rosters on the Xbox One that Eldest the Great made that you used to be able to get on the share before it was taken down. But that was more towards a play now type of gameplay, whereas I wanted to do an actual franchise. So I'm using the base game Madden 14 roster. I believe it's after all the updates, so like RG3's down to an 84 and all that. But I'm using the then Oakland Raiders. Gonna be the coach, Aaron Young, because I like having all my coaches near the same name. And in this, it'll be the farewell season to Charles Woodson. It'll be hopefully a comeback year for Terrell Pryor at quarterback. This is before he was a wide receiver. And hopefully we can grow this team faster than what happened in real life, which is mediocrity for many years, probably close to almost 15 years. And then Gruden came in and kind of flipped everything around, but they're still, they're competitive, but they still have some major holes. Hopefully, in a shorter amount of time, I can make this team amazing. Now, to just say, it's not going to be completely realistic. It's going to be a little more realistic than my fictional franchise, but it's not perfectly realistic. And I'm using an offense that's a lot like the Chiefs offense is now, where you just bomb it deep, but I do have a lot of options as well. I use a spread offense with an attacking 4-3. You're going to look through all my schemes here. And our starting quarterback is Terrell Pryor. I'm going to give him 1 to 2 years, 1 to 2, maybe 3 more years of actual play time. And if he ends up not working out, I'm more than willing to get a new quarterback, especially because in this game they actually have not real, but they have draft classes where they have in-depth stories. Now, because this is on the Xbox One, I can't use Madden 15 incoming rookies or anything, but I can use these fictional rookies that are going to be great. Now, free agency, we pick up Nnamdi Asomugha, who is a Raider great, starting him at our I think right side cornerback. He's going to be great, and this is the depth chart so far. Terrell Pryor starting at quarterback. Now we have Matt McGloin. Let's see Terrell Pryor here in the practice here, running some options as I talk about him. His throw power is amazing. He can make some really bad decisions and make some really bad throws, but when it comes to deep and throw deep and speed, look at that speed. He's so agile and so fast. It's quite nice to see. We end up signing, I don't know if you'll see, but we end up signing Vince Young to be our backup quarterback in case Terrell Pryor gets hurt. Matt McGloin will be our third quarterback if they both get hurt. And then at running back, we have Darren McFadden and Rashad Jennings, and we see Jennings getting the pitch here and getting a first down. But yeah, Darren McFadden is super fast, super speedy. The only problem is his durability isn't great. Now, Demarius Moore is an okay route runner, but he burns people deep. Same thing with Rod Streeter, especially same thing with Jacoby Ford, one of the fastest wide receivers in this game with 94 speed. This team is based basically on the Chiefs roster is now, with a good receiving tight end like Michael Rivera here, who catches in traffic and can catch the hard ball thrown by Terrell Pryor, and super speedy receivers. We're going to build this O-line around Jared Veldier. Instead of giving him to the Cardinals, we're going to build this offensive line around him, since he's the best pass blocker on this offensive line. Now, defense, I end up starting one of my backup, I think, rookie D tackles, starting at left end. But here, you'll see I'm looking at maybe moving an end, but Jack Crawford is starting just for now. But like I said, I believe it's the rookie D tackle is going to start at left end for us. But this team is extremely interesting, and there's a lot to build, but there's a lot there too. Lamar Houston right here can stuff runs perfectly. It's amazing. I love Lamar Houston. We're not gonna let him go either, like they did in real life. Stacy McGee is the one that I started at left end. Because I think he has a lot of upside when it comes to, he has a little bit of pass rushing, good block shed. I can definitely build him to be something good. Pat Sims is a great starter as well. C.L. Moore, which is a name you haven't heard in a while, great coverage linebacker. Nick Roach is going to start at middle linebacker, but he probably will get injured, and we're going to have Miles Burris be an all-time middle linebacker because it has okay tackle and great speed. Now, right outside linebacker, you'll see we make a trade a little later on. And if you look at cornerback here, we have DJ Hayden starting on a second side, and he's a good tackler, being able to tackle these power backs very well. Chimney Chekwa probably won't be on the team for much longer since we made some space for Namdi, and I'm not a big fan of Chekwa. And we have Tracy Porter, who is basically a Super Bowl great of having one of the best interceptions and pick sixes of all time in the Super Bowl. But, I mean, he's not an amazing player. That's why he's deep down on the roster. Now, Mike Jenkins will be our slot cornerback since he's a little slower. He's very fast, very agile, and can tackle. So, he will be our slot CB. Our starting free safety is the Hall of Famer, Charles Woodson. Like I said, this is his last year as a free safety, I believe. He probably will retire at his age. And if you look here, we made some changes. Like I said, we signed Vince Young. Some updates. We have Barnes starting at left tackle, I think. Or no, sorry. It's going to be Watson. We moved Watson to right tackle. Just so he can get some time. And then left guard, we need some help there. But we just put, I believe it's the guy who we originally had at right tackle at left guard. You see me trying to think, and I believe I do put Khalif Barnes there at left guard. Pass blocking is a huge problem with this team. Other than Veldier, a lot of them don't have high pass block, so that will be a thing. Also, another thing is my slider set. The first game is a lot different than the second game. But with this team, though, it's very young and very speedy. And I think that's exactly what we need, because in this era, if you would have put the Chiefs of current day into this era, I think they would have been so unstoppable. And I think that's the strength of this team, is the fact that they are speedy. They have a project quarterback who I can mold, who I can use on options, who I can throw deep. You know, he may not be the most accurate. Same thing with Vince Young. Both him and Pryor can just zing it deep. I'm very excited to play some of these games. And like I said, the slider set for the first game is very different than the second game. The second game is a little more realistic. Now, we do make a trade here for starting outside linebacker. We want Malcolm Smith. I believe this is off of his Super Bowl MVP run, I believe. I might be wrong on that. But he's a 74 overall, and we end up getting him, and he's going to start and be almost an 80. Now, we re-signed Jared Veldier. Like I said, I want to build. He's only 26. His contract starts when he's 27, I believe, and it will go until he's 32. So it'll give us 5 solid years of a great left tackle, and he's still going to go up. So I'm very excited to see that. We are overpaying because our cap room's so high. We're going to overpay some of these players so we know we can get them immediately. And I believe, I think that's the thing we settle on, and he does sign with us. Now, the next person we want to re-sign is Darren McFadden. Is Lamar Houston. I want defense. So I see that it's trying to give him a 1-year deal, which I don't see why. But he wants 5 years, $30 million. So he's 26 years old. I think he's hitting his prime. He deserves that money. We have the cap room. We're not paying Terrell Pryor for another 2 years, I believe. And why not? We're just, like I said, gonna overpay out of the wazoo for all these players, just so we know we can get them, because I want to start off with a significant base. And even Ford, I think I'm going to try to re-sign as well. But next will be offense, who we're going to re-sign. And I want Marcel Reese back, because he's a leader, he's a captain, and even though he's 28 on a position that I'm not going to use much at fullback, but I will use him on options whenever my power back is tired. I believe I also do Jacoby Ford as well. But here with Darren McFadden, we want his speed. He's still young at 26. He's taken some hits, but I want to give him a good contract and just have him slotted at running back. Now, other than that, next video will be the first game of my Madden 25 series, and I'll see you guys then.